Welcome to my bewitching podcast, where I take you on a journey to initiate you into the mysteries and pleasures of all things magical and more. I'm Julie Nelson, Rich Witch, botanical perfumer, astrologer, and creator of the Fragrant Oracle. I'll discuss a myriad of topics passionately on women rising unapologetically, witchcraft, including spells, rituals, insightful astrology updates, and oracle card readings. I'll also introduce you to special guests who share their bountiful knowledge and experience in the art of witchcraft, the intuitive and healing arts, and being wildly unapologetic. Hello, everybody. This is Julie Rich Witch, and I am back here with Beck Ravenstark. And we've done a couple of podcasts before, and this time we're doing a video because we're going to be reading from our own oracle card decks. Hold your deck up, Beck. I can see you've got it in the back there. So this is going to be fun, isn't it?
Very excited, yes.
Don't worry if I start yelling and screaming with excitement because I love this. So yeah, it's going to be cool. So what we decided to do was an oracle reading, working with the Norns, Erd for the past, for Dundee for the present, and Skald for the future. And how we're going to run this is we're going to pull 3 cards for each goddess, deity. And if you're not sure who we are talking about, then I suggest you go and listen to our previous podcast on the Norns.
Yes.
And I've also got one on the Norns as well. I can put those links into our show notes. So pause now so you have a better idea. Or if you're not concerned, that's fine. Let's get into it. So we're going to pull 3 cards each and give you a reading. I'll read from my Fragrant Oracle, and Beck will read from her Norse Goddesses Oracle.
Yep. Norse Goddess Rune Oracle.
Rune Oracle, yes, which is so exciting. And we've done a talk about the runes as well. So the Futhark runes, which was published a little while ago, so you'll be able to go back and see that. I think it's episode 33. Okay, baby. So we go shuffling. So you're going to, I think it's best for you to pull your card first because the Fragrant Oracle is going to be a support card.
Yes.
For,
it's exciting. Oh my gosh, 3 cards just flew out.
Okay, we've got to use those. I love it when that happens.
Perfect. Okay, so we're looking at messages from Earth, and Earth is our Norn of the past. So because we've just stepped into a new calendar year, it could be things we're releasing from 2024, or it could be things from the past that it's time to release, or things that we might need to reflect on. So the first card that has come through is Wunjo Mertstave. And our goddess there is Angerboda. And Angerboda is the mother of 3 monstrous children that you can see here. She was the partner of Loki, our mischievous god.
Yes.
And so these 3 little children that you can see here, we've got Fenrir, the giant wolf, Jormungandr, the world serpent, and then the little goddess Hel in their childlike form. And this story of Angerboda is that her children are taken from her and cast aside, cast into the ocean, cast onto an island, or cast down to the realm of hell. And so it represents those feelings of loss and sadness and depression, some of those emotions that we tend to suppress and we don't feel comfortable sitting with. So Earth is really reminding us that as a collective, we can start to address some of these things by releasing them and letting them go. We don't need to keep this stored in our body. We don't need to keep it there and hold on to it like it's something that we need to ignore and just push down. It's time now to release some of these things. So allow Angerboda in to help with that as well. Allow her to step in and help release some of those old emotions. If there's grief there, sadness, anxiety, depression, things that are stuck in the body, it's time to release some of those.
Love. I've got my own deck here, yay, so I can follow along with that. So should we do
Beautiful.
1-1-1-1?
I think so, yes. So let's
Yeah,
see
it
what the
would be.
clarifying fragrant oracle is.
Yes. Okay. Oh, okay, she's come out. All right. We have got vanilla. Now,
Oh,
vanilla can get a bit of a bad rap because everything, people go, oh, it's so vanilla. But I've got to tell you, this is a powerful aromatic. And she actually aligns with Venus, the goddess Venus. And what we would say here, interestingly, is she's actually saying, okay, now it's time to really step into your feminine essence, your divine feminine. I mean, look at her stance. And it's,
gorgeous.
yeah, pure luxury,
Mm.
decadence, abundance, and magnetic. So I feel that really aligns with what you are saying. And like every plant, they start from a seed and then they turn into a pod or a flower, then a pod, and then they bloom. So this is like the journey with any of these. And I would be tapping into Venus for her as well. And if you don't have the essential oil, of course, you can use the cards as they are. And you might even decide to get a vanilla bean pod and put it in your food so we can work with that essence. So we're really taking it in. And she's very much about the heart. I think too, like she's sexy.
Mm.
She's really in her divine feminine essence. And she's unapologetic about it. So it's
Mm.
take that on board. And this is actually perfect with, I think, doing the inner work for ourselves, the self-love. We need to work with our inner world. Well, I can say you don't need to do anything. You can stay as you are.
Of
But
course.
I encourage you to work with your inner world. Like, do take action and do rituals and eat foods and things that bring you joy and pleasure that for you are luxury. So when I talk about luxury, like she's like the hedonist too, quite Taurian with that Venus
Mm.
energy. And it's seeking pleasure in life. And these things will bring you joy and have fun with it. And we want to be in that place of self-love, which is a lifetime journey, by the way. But keep working towards it to have that self-trust, that self-worth, and then we become magnetic, and then we begin
Mm.
to manifest. So I
It's
think
lovely.
it's perfect for that
Mm. That's
vanilla.
delicious.
And
That
by the
that
way, it's one of the most expensive essential oils in the world. So it's not like your synthetic vanilla. So
yes.
put that out of your mind. And she's a tree.
Beautiful.
She's a tree.
Mm. That's delicious.
It is.
That aligns really lovely with the second card that came through that Erd threw out of the deck, which is Fehu Merkstave. And we had Fehu throw out at the first time I was shuffling before we started recording. And Freya decided to jump in twice to the Norse goddess Rune Oracle. So Fae, who's all about wealth and abundance, but in its Merkstave or the dark stuff, it's releasing any doubts and fears that we have around our own abundance and our own self-worth. So anything that has been pulling away our energy in terms of worth, that can be money energy, that can be our own self-concept and self-esteem, our self-image, anything that's been bringing us some form of doubt around who we really are and what we really are. It's time to release that as well. Earth's happy to take that, stitch it back into the timeline of our weird and release it so that it's not an issue anymore. So that's interesting, that beautiful vanilla sense of your self-worth and how amazing you are. This is Freya's message as well. It's time to release anything where there's doubt, any financial concerns, anything that was holding us back from our true, wonderful, magnificent life. We can release some of that. We can leave it in the past. It doesn't have to be something we bring into this new space, this new year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ooh, I love it.
It's good for people too who've had hardship to know that it's coming to an end, that it's not going to be something that you have to take forwards. We can release.
Yes. And we were talking before, remember we're in a year 9, so it is a year of ending, so releasing the old to bring in the new. And I've just been on a call talking about the planetary alignment that's coming up. That's we've got Pluto in Aquarius and then this planetary alignment. And I just keep having this vision of these planets, like where they're all like beaming their energy down to one point, to the collective, to us as individuals, to the planet. And it's really powerful because we've got Mercury for communication, Venus for victory, I'm going to say, because she is a goddess of victory, Saturn, the teacher, Mars, the action taker, Jupiter's expansion. So when you're bringing all of these energies in Pluto transformation, when you're bringing all of these energies together, whoa, we've got some powerful energy to work with. So that happens on the 25th.
Yes.
I just hope our skies clear up because I want to see them.
So do I. We've got a few points here near the Gold Coast where you can see the western alignment and the eastern. So that's what we're hoping, that it will be nice clear skies.
Yeah, I'm planning it. Has to be. Because often when things happen here, it's cloudy.
Oh no.
But I did see the comet on
Beautiful.
Tuesday. I saw 3, not just one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, one died out. The main one kept going. I'll just say this because the other one I don't think was a comet, but it wasn't a jet or anything like that either.
Okay.
But it went across, and
Oh,
comets don't go across. So
no.
anyway,
Dun dun
dun,
dun.
dun, dun, and it was like at the same time. That was the first one. Then the other 2 came down, and
Okay.
I was so excited. Okay, no cards came out, so I'm picking blood orange. How beautiful. So again, like this is, excuse me, fire. And this is, I think of this card as the mature woman. Mandarin is for the young, and orange is more for the mature. And that can be that you might be mature in your mind, that it doesn't necessarily have to be about age. And she's ruled by Sagittarius and Leo. So we've got that, like, excuse me, I'm going to cough. Going in the right direction. So moving forward in the right direction, having fun with it, and not being afraid to show yourself, show up. And this is a great oil for joy. that is its key word: joy, happiness, calming the nervous system, and abundance. When you think of an orange tree or any of the citrus trees, like
Mm,
always all year round, an abundance of leaves. When they come into flower, the flowers are like they're like the sky covered in little stars. They are so abundant with them. And then the fruits, if they're a healthy tree, healthy person, healthy body, healthy mind, healthy spirit,
mm,
they fruit like crazy. So this really is like aligns with Fehu with the abundance, and it can be aligned to money or good fortune
mm-hmm,
as well. And this is also a sacral chakra and heart chakra oil. So our heart, of course, we know it's being true to ourselves, and our sacral is really working with any feminine wounds that we may have. So I'm going to say eat oranges, wear the color orange, inhale the scent, or put the orange card with Feiho Merkstave on your altar.
mm.
Feiho, I don't know why I said Feiho. Good grief. Anyway. So, yeah, think of the bright, sunny aspects of Leo and Sagittarius. And there's a bit of Jupiterian energy and Sun energy. So it's life force and expansion. That's
Mm.
especially in that higher realm. So that was blood orange.
That's lovely. I love that they're speaking so well together as well. This is
So do I.
really interesting. And I knew it would happen, but I
Oh,
just
it
love how it's
does.
aligned. It's funny that vanilla and blood orange have both come up because I'm doing a simmer pot soon that has blood orange and vanilla
Yum.
pot in it. So I'm so excited.
Well, actually, I haven't done a simmer pot for a little while. I might do one too because I've got so many. Like I keep all my mandarin skins and lemon skins, and I dry them, and sometimes I blend them up for a powder for
Mm,
spells. But I've got a whole lot on my bench that I think. Thank you for activating that in my mind. I'm going to do a simmer pot after this because I've got mint, melissa, bay leaves, mandarin, lime, and lemon skins. I've got
mm,
lemongrass. Yum.
yum.
That's a happy blend.
That's delicious. Ah,
Mm.
very good. Okay, our last Norse goddess rune card that came through from Earth is Allgir's Merkstave. So we've had three Merkstaves. That's interesting that three
Interesting.
of the darker staves that have come through for the
Interesting.
past. Hmm. So Allgir's Merkstave is very much about setting boundaries, having the power to say no, to refuse and deny access to your energy if it's not serving you. I think this is about shutting the door as well on some of those things. If we've had some sadness and depression, or we've had some money issues or some self-worth issues, this is about putting the door and locking it with the key and you holding the key to that. This is my energy. This is my life. These are the skills and the powers that I want to draw on. And I'm not going to be apologizing, or I'm not going to be relaxing those for anyone. It's being quite firm with those things. And our goddess Sin is very much the keeper of the keys. Her role is to keep the door of Frigg's home, so Frigg, the mother goddess, having her home protected. She only allows access to people who are honorable, who have the best intentions at heart, and refuses access to anybody else. So she's very much the denier of all things that we don't want. So I love that Erd is giving us this message as well, that it's okay to say no. You can close the door on things that you don't wish to bring into this year. If you need to release some of those old things, know they're behind a locked door now where they don't have access to you anymore. So they're not seeping out into your consciousness. They'll be locked away, removed, and you're able to start afresh with those really solid boundaries and bringing the right people in, you're opening the door to the things that you want. It's new opportunities, bringing in and opening that space for the things that you've released, make space for new things to come in. So
Love it.
that's lovely.
I love the artwork. I love Sharon McLeod's.
Isn't she talented? She's just so incredibly talented.
This one just flipped out. We're getting some luxury cards coming up here.
Okay.
Champa or Champaka. This is a very, very sacred tree and oil in India, and actually is once again associated to Venus, but also the goddess Lalita and the Hindu goddess Lalita. So again, this is about immersing yourself in the beauty of the divine feminine, but she's got her back turned, and it's like you might not feel ready sometimes, but know that you have the ability to turn around at any time to show up. And of course, again, it is that this is also known as an oil of the angels.
Okay.
And yeah, it's beautiful. And I think it's powerful for also for protection. I can't even describe this oil aroma to anybody. It's one of my favorite oils. It's not so easy to get, more easy now than what it used to be,
Mm-hmm.
but still really, really hard, and it's very expensive. So think of yourself again for me, and this works with the Merc stave, is going within and really honoring yourself, your own beauty, your own feminine essence, who you are, your own power.
Mm.
And she is like the priestess, the goddess, and she's got control. So it's like, don't be afraid to turn around.
Mm.
Yeah, trust yourself. And yeah, like the aroma is out of this world. I cannot even put a name to it. I've had a powerful experience with Champaka. Um, or how old was my daughter? She was about, I always align things with the age of my daughter. That's how I remember.
I
And
do the same thing.
and sometimes like because otherwise I say to people I'm telling them stories and different people I give different timelines and I think, oh my God, that's like so out. But so I think of how what age my daughter was, and she was about 7 and she's 36 now.
Okay.
Yeah, when I'd learned about this oil and I was searching for it and I couldn't get it in Australia. And then there was a company that I don't think they sell any essential oils anymore. They're more into the beauty side, but subtle energies. And they did, Farida Irani, who's one of the owners, is an aromatherapist and an Ayurvedic practitioner and so many other things. And they got it in for me. And I was sitting in bed and I happened to be reading what most people would know as Outlander,
Mm-hmm.
because I had that in my 40s. And Outlander is actually one series of the one book of the whole series. And I was
Yes.
hooked on it. And I happened to be reading that, which was pretty hot. But I had Champa, and I don't use oil burners anymore, but this was in the early days. And trust me, I only put one drop in because, like, a teaspoonful is around $500.
Yeah.
But I was sitting reading this book, and then suddenly I've had many experiences like this, but this one was a bit unique, where I suddenly felt this very powerful feeling of love. And I often, when I experience things like that, I get a bit teary. And I literally felt something go like this.
Oh,
Anyway, the next day I rang Farida, and because she's also aligned with Lakshmi, the goddess Lakshmi. Um, and I was telling her, and she said, "Oh, Julie, this is an oil of the angels. You've been touched by an angel."
oh, how
So beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah, it was. It was gorgeous. So, yeah, Champa. She's beautiful.
She is. I love that little rose, that or the flower there, that not the
That's the
rose,
Champa
the
flower.
flower that's just sitting right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite seductive, but also gorgeous. It's just gorgeous.
Well, she's a priestess, she's a goddess, and
Mm,
she's actually quite highly spiritual and helps with clarity. So, where do you want to go? What are you desiring to have? But work with your inner world on
yes.
one.
Oh, it's amazing.
Mm.
Okay, well, that's a lot to release. We've got a lot of things in the past there that Earth's taking for us, so that's nice. And we'll
Mm.
see now what's coming up with Verdandi in the present. Let's see if we've got something coming up for us right now. Well, okay, let's have a look. So we have Fehu. So we had Fehu Merkstave before in the past. So this is us in the present moment,
Nice.
recognizing our abundance. So as I said, Fehu was very strongly owned by Freya, and she was non-negotiable in having two cards representing her in this deck. So we ran with it. So this is Freya in her abundant state. You know, she hasn't lost her necklace at this point. She's abundant, has all of the energy around her that she needs. You can see her two beautiful cats here with her. Very potent, powerful energy, very abundant, very much about money and possessions and all of the luxuries of life being provided. And I think this is powerful for us in this moment to recognize our abundance and our self-worth, how much we actually have, how grateful can we be for the gifts that we have right
Mm.
now. And that helps us then to take that energy to move forward. So when Verdundi's holding this for us now, it's to remind us that little things that we have that we take for granted can be so powerful to focus on, that if we see beautiful things like a rainbow in the sky or a comet or a planetary alignment, these things can be powerful moments to bring us back into the present, that we don't need to be constantly striving for more. We can be okay with what we have right now and to find the beauty in those moments right now, to recognize who we are, to step into our power right now. We don't have to wait. We don't have to be better because you're already perfect the way you are right now. Of course, tomorrow you can improve, and there's lots of things that we can do into the future. But right now, let's be happy with the beautiful abundance that we have in this very moment. So I think that's a really
Mm.
beautiful message for us from Verdandi.
And
I'm
I'm
very happy.
and I'm feeling that these cards for Erd are encouraging us to do the work, the inner work, so that we can step into that abundance and create or creation of what we desire. Know that it is on its way, because from the past, of course, we our whatever it is, we learn and we grow if we choose to.
Yes.
Um, and I feel like they're saying, okay, do the work with your divine feminine now, with your inner world, so that you can reap the rewards. I love
Mm.
that. Cover. And also Blood Orange is saying, have fun while you're doing it,
Yes.
because it's a card of joy and happiness.
Love it.
Yeah, take from the top again. Ah, honey, the nectar of the gods, or the
Oh
god
my gosh.
of deities. So actually this card transformed. It actually represents Manuka,
Mm-hmm.
honey, and or Manuka. And the reason is that she's the great healer, and she's another card of abundance. Like she's dripping. She's gold liquid, and she is dripping in abundance and luxury. Luxury keeps coming up, uh,
Mm,
which is really interesting. And as I said, luxury can be whatever you choose it to be. It doesn't have to be buying designer clothes and things, what a lot of people consider luxury to be.
yeah.
It's what is it for you? What is that beautiful luxury? And she's so open to it.
Mm,
See her stance, it's like, here I am. I am
yes.
ready. Take me. She's also a goddess of freedom and being in our wild feminine, because when you look at her, like she's so open. And again, this is very much Taurian energy. And if we think about it, like the bees produce honey
Mm-hmm.
and they work as a collective. So again, it's really important to um, do that inner work with yourself and be the queen of your community.
I love that.
Yeah, be the queen of your community, be in your sovereignty, dance through the now, the moment, and enjoy it. And you're reaping those rewards, that abundance and beautifulness. Yeah, pleasure. Again, pleasure's coming up.
Mm, I love that. And it's funny again, but not funny. I'm not surprised. The second card I got from Vedandi was Seiðr. And Seiðr is pure abundance. And actually, it's coming up to the end of summer time, and we're having our Sen Sommerblot, which is the end of summer ritual. And we honor Sif. And one of the gifts we give her as an offering is honey. We give her golden honey to thank her for all of the abundance that we have. But Seiðr is very much about stepping into what you want to bring in. What seeds are you planting in your garden for the next harvest? When you're reaping your harvest right now, embrace the reward. Don't, you don't cut down the wheat and immediately go planting. You cut down the wheat and you celebrate. You have a big harvest festival. You have fun. You enjoy it. You make delicious bread and eat together with your family and friends. And it's
Honey.
very much about, yes, with honey, exactly right. You enjoy it, you celebrate it, but this is golden. And Fae, of course, is gold. And Freya's tears are called, gold. Gold is referred to in the kennings as Freya's tears, which is sometimes honey, amber, those delicious orange, yellowy colors that match this energy of the reward. So
Yeah.
Burgundy's really highlighting that for us too, about rewards and abundance and celebrating what we have. Celebrate that gorgeous, abundance that's around you in everything. And like you said, it doesn't have to be luxury as you think it might be. It can be your own little wins that you've had, the successes that you've had this year, and then putting that into your mind and planting the new growth that's coming in this next cycle, but really embracing what you've achieved, the successes, things you've overcome, and also those beautiful gifts that you have within yourself, and to celebrate those with lots of joy.
Love it. The
Mm,
sweet things in life.
yes.
The sweet things in life. Yeah, reaping your rewards with the harvest. Damn microphone's in the way.
Don't impede the shuffling. It's important.
Yes. That's it. Oh my God, this is just like ylang-a-lang. So,
Oh, no way. Oh,
okay, you can see that ylang-a-lang is Scorpio. She is sex on legs, right? But
look at her. She's stunning. I love that image with the little nipple tassels and
well,
she's
she's a
gorgeous.
burlesque dancer and she's not afraid to dance. So this is the thing about ylang-a-lang, like she'll be dancing around, she may trip and fall and she won't like it, but she will get straight back up and keep dancing.
Mm,
And ylang-a-lang is, she's bold, she's courageous, she is unapologetic, unstoppable,
mm,
and very, very sexy. Like, and sexy is power. And not in a derogatory way, please. It's just like
mm.
she is not afraid to own herself,
Yeah.
show it. And so that is really powerful, I feel, because it's like Vedandi, we're in the present, we're reaping rewards, own it, take them, receive them with grace, receive them with joy, and have a fucking good time.
Oh, yes.
Because that's what she is. And burlesque dancers, like they're very magnetic and they are powerful. They're in their power. And so it's like, here I am. This is
Mm,
my force. And yeah, beautiful heart, again, heart-centered oil, but also the lower chakras. It's
hmm.
interesting, we're picking a lot of oils that very much associate to abundance and prosperity and lushness and very, very well, all the cards are strong feminine essence, but this is just like she's sassy,
Yeah.
she's sensual, she's sexy, she's sassy, and she's totally unapologetic about it. And I think this is really powerful for now too, because more and more women are standing in their power, however that may be for them.
Yes.
And it's like, do it unapologetically. You don't need to hide anymore. Your Lang-a-Lang's not going to let you hide, and neither is Honey,
Yeah.
because she's open to all that is coming, and she's dripping with that beautiful abundance. And they're very, very powerful cards for the present with Verdun.
Mm,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I love the two goddesses that have come through already, like Freya and Sif. They're both Freya's our goddess of sex and love and doing what you want to get what you want, you know, having the power to do what you need. And Sif is the same. Like her
Yep.
hair is pure gold. Loki shades it off and has to go and get dwarves to fashion her magical hair to reattach to her head. But she's the wife of Thor. If you can handle Thor energy, you can handle anything. You've got to be a pretty powerful bitch to step
Yep.
up to that. So these two goddesses are powerhouses, but they're all about getting what they want and not being ashamed, not being afraid. They're powerful and they will reap the reward of their power, which is just sensational.
Beautiful. And these oils, honey and ylang-ylang, go perfectly,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
ylang-ylang with Freya.
Mm,
Wow.
love, love, love. Okay,
Mhm.
our last card that came through for the Norse Goddess Rune Oracle is Manas. And you had mentioned about celebrating with people and had a little internal chuckle getting excited about this one. But Manas is our collective, our tribe, the people around us. And we didn't choose a goddess for this. We chose what women were back then in pre-Christian Scandinavia. They loved textiles. They were weaving threads. They were weaving magic into the work that they were doing. And their textiles of that time were incredibly rich, beautiful colors. We get this image that they only had these boring, mundane colors. They did not. They had exotic colors, beautiful dyes, and created really elaborate tapestries that tell a story. And there's lots of little sagas that talk about clothing that was woven. You know, the wife would weave in magic to protect her husband in battle, and weaving the threads to let a king be successful and another king to die, and power, real power in this weaving. And it was done together as a collective, people coming together, sharing stories while they're weaving, talking together, you know, sharing things through their experiences together as a group, you know, really working together. Nobody was isolated. It was all about your clan, your tribe, coming together as people. So I think for us in the present, it's acknowledging your place in society. We've come out of a pretty dark time where we've been forced into isolation. A lot of people are still healing. So it's time to reconnect with people. That's happening in an online space, but I'm really encouraging people in the present moment to find humanity again, find real people, connect with real people, have human contact, hug your friends, tell them that you love them. You know, doing that every day can be such a powerful way to recognize who you are and who you belong to. If people are sitting at your table that no longer deserve a seat, it's time for them to go. Pack up their plate and cup and saucer and off they go.
Yeah,
It's
kick
time to
them out
make
the
space
door.
for the next one. Yeah, absolutely. So I love that
Very polite.
humanity, that tribe, you know, it's all of humanity as well, that collective consciousness. Tap into all of it. You've got the
Yeah.
power to do it right now. Stop waiting. Do it now.
So I find it interesting too that women especially, but also the men, but they're always portrayed in those times as being in drab grays and browns, and it's just
Mm.
like, is that another fucking way of the patriarchy in films and movies suppressing women so they don't stand out?
Would not surprise me at all.
I can't help but think things like that. It's just like,
I
why
know.
is
And
that?
there's a beautiful story of, well, it's not a story, there's an archaeologist who is taking the time to go back through textiles. She said when people uncover Viking Age settlements in the archaeological record, there's so much preservation that happens for weaponry and jewelry and all of those sorts of things that tell a certain narrative. But her thing is that these museums have buckets and buckets and buckets of textiles that nobody cares about. So they're not preserved, they're not protected. And her whole life story now is taking these textiles, preserving them, analyzing them, looking at the richness of the colors, looking at where these dyes may have come from. And they're telling a really fascinating story about women as traders, women as market holders who were traveling and sourcing exotic dyes and exotic textiles and bringing them back, that they were really empowered, strong women doing these amazing things. And that whole story, like you said, it's just been suppressed by the patriarchy. Nobody cares. So I'll have to find her name and her work
I would
and
love
share it with you
that
because she's fascinating.
because I will be sharing her. I mean, really, why is that not being a part of our history?
Mm.
That's more key than the jewelry and all the beautiful ornaments. And I mean, I'm not saying they're worthless, they're not, but to know that, because, you know, often we have a vision of the people just being, it's really interesting. There's the kings and the queens, and then there's the poor, and they're always drab and dirty and
Yes.
just like, yeah.
That's not what the archaeological record says.
Yeah, I'm grateful for people like her. Thank you very much.
As am I.
Yes. So, what is going to show up for Verdande? Just some keywords came to me about some of these other cards. Sorry.
That's okay.
Mandarin.
Ah,
So Mandarin is the oil or the fruit of good luck and good fortune.
okay.
So the tangerine is the American version. This is the Chinese version. So back in the ancient times, the people gave gifts of mandarins to the emperor because it was abundance. And again, we talk about the tree, and they saw it as a very abundant,
Mm-hmm.
magical, good fortune, good luck. There's really no more words. It's a beautiful card. Um, and that's it. It's really like good fortune is with you. So embrace it.
Perfect.
It's easy. We don't even need to. It's so simple.
Yeah.
And I'm just seeing if anything else comes. No, I feel that's the only message that needs to be with Vidandi, living in that moment, like recognizing the good fortune that is around you at the
Yes.
time and claiming it. So it's remembering the glimmers and the shimmers and all the good stuff, because sometimes we think, um, shit, what have I done? I haven't done anything, and then
Yes.
we reflect, which I'm referring to a post that you shared back, and it's like luck and good fortune surrounds us. It's there. So open our hearts, open our minds, and this is very much orange and base chakra. So opening up that divine feminine, reclaiming what is yours.
Yes.
And it's gentle, it's not out there like um it's not out there like ylang-a-lang, whereas like ylang-a-lang saying you've got to do this, we've got to step forward, we've got to show up, we've got to be bold, we've got to be courageous and sassy and empowered and powerful. And then we open our heart and eyes to all that is surrounding us, the fortunes, the abundance, the prosperity, because this is an oil of money as well. So,
That's a theme, isn't it? That's such a good theme that's flowing through
yes,
our reading. How
yeah,
beautiful.
it is. And still today, Mandarin is a very um, thought of as like, it's a good luck fruit in the Chinese culture.
Love, 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 love.
Yes, wealth and fortune. And for me, it's not like I just want to say this. This is coming from within. It's not like, I mean, you might have a money rainfall, but what's coming to me is it's more from within, and it's looking, doing that inner work in the beginning, being bold and being open to receiving. And it's right there. It's
Mm,
right there in front of us for us to claim, for us to
yes.
claim. Mm.
Mm, amazing. Okay, let's see what Scold has for us as a collective moving forward. There's some future things that might be on the horizon. We know that our weird shifts and changes, though, so it's good to be aware of some potential drafts of the story, but we can pick and choose how we write that narrative.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, we got a lot. Okay, so first of all, we have Raido. So Raido is our rune of the travel, the life journey, moving forwards. She is absolutely not looking backwards. There is nothing back there that is relevant anymore. We've left that behind and we're moving forwards. So in the mundane world, this could be things like travel, taking a little trip away or journeying somewhere, wherever you're needing to travel. But it's also stepping onto the right path. This opens up beautiful opportunities for us to take the step in the right direction. and to know that you'll be walking your path the way that you need to walk it or sail it, as the case may be. And it's up to you. You can choose which way the path ahead looks. You can choose the road less traveled. You could choose to step off the path and lie down in the grass and gaze at the sun for a bit. It's up to you. This is your life. It's your journey. So walk it the way that you need to walk it. And don't forget all of the skills and the knowledge and the wisdom that you have with you. Take that with you. Embrace the things that you have in the moment and then start planning for the future. Where am I heading? Where do I want to go? And how can I look at this future of mine in terms of growth? We're not taking a fixed mindset here. We can't with Raido, because this is about movement. This is about stepping forwards into our journey and doing that with as much positive outlook as we can, and knowing that it's not always going to be easy, but that's the beauty of life. So let's live it. It's a great adventure. Let's embrace it and live it the best that we can.
Love, love,
Oh, love it.
love. Okay, gold. I have a bit of a thing for gold.
So do I. I have a thing for all of them, but
Me
yes.
too, me too. I think it's just the energy, you know, because that revolutionary, rebellious energy is around, and it's about well, not recreating, but creating a better future.
Yes.
So yes, the threads that we weave now will have an impact on the future. Okay. This is beautiful. So this is geranium, and geranium is a Libran oil, so the sign of Libra, and also ruled by Venus, actually. And this often, the key word for geranium is balance. And we can see it's very heart-centered as well. And the thing with this, interestingly, is geranium as an oil is kind of like she loves to support and help people. Like if you've got an issue, geranium will come in and go, it's okay, I've got you. And how it, which is a beautiful quality, but it's about bringing balance into yourself, like nourishing yourself and your community, your friends, etc., your family, your animals. But also with Libra, this is about justice, fairness, and harmony. And the thing that I love about talking with harmony, because balance and harmony are quite different. And sometimes it's impossible to balance all the different aspects of everything. So what we want to do is work in harmony with them. So perhaps sometimes we might need to be more self-loving, and other times it could be nurturing somebody else. And this is really important because to me, this speaks of the future where we want to bring harmony and justice and fairness into our future. And it's coming from a place of the heart. And again, with that energy of Venus, it's like you can determine the outcome and be victorious, whatever that outcome is, for your highest good and the highest good of all. Might not be the highest good of everybody, because there are some evil people out there that perhaps need to be taken down, just to put it in that way.
Hence the justice. Yeah.
That's the justice and the fairness. And there's no, like, you know, Libra energy is often thought of as being fence sitting, but what they're doing is this energy this is why it's great for harmonizing, because they can see all the different aspects, they can see all the different sides of the story. So therefore, they're really great negotiators. It's very hard to take sides, so they can see it all and see all the good and see the shadow. Or I don't want to actually say shadow or dark, because shadow and dark is positive and powerful. It's more the mean and the greedy and the cruel.
Mm,
Yeah.
yes.
So I think that's a great card
Mm.
for this.
My Libra son's very happy to hear that. So I'll take it.
Me too. Me too.
Thanks. Okay, that flows, that message of geranium just flows so beautifully with the next rune that we have, which is Ivar's. So Ivar's is balancing. This is the yew tree. It's incredibly strong and it endures so much. And I don't know if you can see the rune very clearly, but it's balanced top and bottom. There's roots at the bottom and then the branches at the top. And Ivar's, as the yew tree, for me, represents Yggdrasil, which is why Sharon has drawn Yggdrasil like this, with our little Seiðr stepping into the tree on her shamanic journey. She's not sure where this will lead, but she does know that there's a spiritual awakening coming. It will take persistence, it will take endurance, but it needs to be balanced with the underground, the death, the darkness, the destruction, the chaos. And it also needs to be expansive upwards towards the light, towards the spirit, towards the more positive and the good in the world. But the yew tree does both. It taps into the darkness, it taps into the light. Down in the darkness is where the ancestors are found, you know, if they're residing in hell, which is not the fiery Christian hell, it's a completely different type of realm. Down in the darkness is the well of Mimir, where we access our wisdom and our knowledge. There's a lot that can be found down below, just as we can reach upwards and access the information that we need from there and the experiences in that altered state of consciousness. So Ivar's, it also, the yew tree was used to create bows because it's incredibly flexible and it doesn't break. But if you imagine going out on a hunt, you have to know what you're aiming for, and it can take a while to make that decision, weigh up all of the options. If you go in there gung-ho, shooting arrows off left, right, and center, you'll come home with nothing. If you take your time and you're steady and persistent and you're patient, that's when the biggest rewards will come. And I think this aligns quite nicely with that geranium sense of balance and justice. I need to be a little bit selfish, but then I need to provide for people. How do I find my place? How do I seek that justice in the world? And in a shamanic sense, it's very much about when you release the ego and it doesn't take power over you. The core purpose of any sort of shamanistic practice is to help others. It's to be of service to others. And so by taking this journey, it could be that Skull's holding opportunities for the collective to do a little bit more of that spiritual work. A practice, for example, like a meditation practice that you do every day. You don't become great at it in the first sit. It takes daily practice every day, being consistent, whilst acknowledging that you are a human. There will be times where you're not as great. You know, there'll be times where the monkey brain can't stop, where you can't switch off and you can't calm enough, where your breath just isn't holding your attention long enough. And it's knowing that that's okay, but keep persisting, have endurance. There'll be opportunities for you to try this out in the next 12 months where you'll be given opportunities to really grow based on daily practice or consistency, where you're being really authentic and you know what you're aiming for. You're going to improve, you know you're leveling up. So start doing the work now, and that will help set you up for that future where you can access everything that you need.
Yep, and that's what came up with Verdandi and Erd. It's doing doing the inner work. So
Mm,
first we have to work with ourselves, and it's not easy.
it is not.
Sometimes it can be and it flows, but it's like, I think for many of us, it's easier to give than it is to receive. So it's about bringing harmony and balance with that so that, you know, we're lighting up our own life and nourishing ourselves and being open to receiving the rewards so that then we can also nourish those around us.
Mm.
There's that beautiful ripple effect. Yes. So we want to work with that. And I've got a few ideas too, like I'm just thinking, because I'm a great affirmation person and using
I
it.
love affirmations. I think I'd be lost without my daily affirmations.
Oh, me too. Me too. And I honestly, they are amazing. And looking at the key words of these cards, of any of them, and you can create beautiful custom affirmations. And then if you've got the oils, use whatever oils you've got that we've pulled to make yourself a Norns blend. And use the affirmation so that you're working and you're weaving
Oh,
that past, present, and future. Or you can buy my perfume.
also a good idea.
And buy the cards, by the way. We got to
They
throw
are
in
such beautiful
something.
cards. I'm so happy to have your cards. Like I haven't had a good read with them yet, but I've been flowing through them and getting
Yeah.
to know them, and they're just beautiful.
Well, that's what I do. And I'm grateful to have yours as well, because what I tend to do is just pick one and then read it and sit with it. And,
Yes.
you know, and I love the energy. I can feel it. And of course,
Mm.
I love my cards. I love
I've been
that's,
doing that with yours too. Just, they feel so
I
nice.
know that was big for me, how they felt.
Yes, yeah.
Um,
It is important.
mm, to, for those of us that are kinesthetic and Librans, we are.
Exactly right.
Hey. Oh, this is beautiful because, okay, I'll share my story with this. So this is petitgrain, and petitgrain comes from the leaves and twigs of the orange tree. So
What
again,
is with oranges today?
I know it's joy, it's happy, it's
Oh.
abundance,
Mm,
and she's like, for me, when I visualize this, like, she's reaching out with her branches and the tips of her fingers, and she's got all of that, but she's like a beautiful tree that dances with life. So this oil, so again, as I was saying, like the orange tree, and they can do it with any citrus, you get an aromatic from the leaves and the twigs, right? You get an aromatic from the fruit,
mhm,
and you get the neroli, which is one of the most expensive essences in the world, of the flowers. And it's like um, the tree, like Erd Verdandi Skald, and I always have this vision with any of the oils that are trees where, their branches are reaching out up into the ethers, and then the
mm,
roots are deep down in the ground, and then there's that in between space, and you have that ever flowing cycle of earth and ether and everything in between. It's all there again, it's all
mm,
there for us. And this, some key words are actually invigorating, refreshing, clarity, of the mind. And of course, trees for me, and fruit trees, if they're nurtured, they live a long, long life, and they will keep producing abundance if they're nourished and nurtured.
Mm,
And so this again is saying to me, right now, nourish ourselves and find the clarity. What is it? Work with what is it that we desire, or for ourselves, or for the world, or collectively, whatever that might be, and dance with it. And she's very much like, I think of her also, and I know she's not, but I see her as being like there's just a forest of wild orange trees, and you can imagine the energy and the abundance. Um, so yeah, it is. And this is like revigorated energy. So coming into
mm,
the future, if you do the work now, then we're going to have that reinvigoration, reinventation of ourselves, reinventing ourselves, revitalizing, revolutionizing ourselves if we do the
yes.
work now. And of course, this too is quite a young energy essence, and she's quite playful. Like she's got um, the mask on her face.
Mm,
Like, who am I to become? Well, you can dance with that. You can have clarity, and it's okay. It could very much change by the time that works for you, or you step into that version of you.
yes. And
Mm.
that's exactly what Ivar's is like. They say the Kona won't come back the same person. The old one dies, the new one's born. That's why this is a bit life and death. But
Yeah.
who are you? Who do you want to be?
Who do you want to be? Who are you?
Ah, I love it. Okay. Our last rune that came through from Skuld, and our Norns have been quite chatty, which is lovely. Soilo.
Mm.
And Soilo is our rune of the sun. It means the sun. And so the goddess Sol was our representation for Soilo. She is the sun. And here she is adorned with her beautiful sunflowers. She is summer energy. She's success. She is victory. She's overcoming challenges and being successful. Pure
Mm.
victory, bright future. It's like whatever you could dream, you can become. There's no limitations with Sowilo. There is
Mm.
brightness, there is light, there is a future that can be glowing with so much magic and love and energy that there's no room for those shadows to bring you down. And whilst we do embrace our shadows, of course, and we can work with them, the sun shines brighter when it emerges from the darkness. You
Mm.
notice the sun the most when you come out of a dark room.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the moon reflects the sun energy, the moon is the brightest when it shines back the most of the sun. It's this beautiful, successful, victorious energy. So Scold is really letting us know that it's okay. Have hope. There is a bright future there. There is amazing, wonderful experiences that can happen. You can choose to embrace this
Mm.
energy and you can choose to strive for it. And it's not to say that we're not embracing the harvest. That's what we're doing at the moment. That's what Yera is. It's that abundance right now. But Sowilo is that success and that victory that's coming in the future, something to strive for, to really embrace that. And that's exciting. I'm
Yeah,
I'm very, very happy that Solo has made an entrance.
I do. I love it because it's about like, and I think of the sun as like our life force and shining our light out onto the world.
Yes.
Yeah, when
And
we
she is
do it.
she is the feminine in pre-Christian Scandinavia. The sun was feminine because they very much believed that any glowing orb that is keeping us alive has to be feminine,
I
has
love
to be.
that.
So that's
Yeah.
beautiful. And when you think of Scandinavia as having such significant darkness through the winter time that meant death, there was no feminine aspect in that. That was the masculine side, you know, the warriors, the fighters that were doing that darker work. This is pure feminine, pure life energy, pure growth.
Yes. Because some cultures do think of the sun as feminine and others as masculine. I remember
Yes.
growing up, like I work with the sun as the moon is the feminine.
Yes.
Um, and I feel like astrology has influenced that a lot as well. But I always remember growing up because we would always be looking outside, and Dad would always say, "Can you see the man on the moon?"
Yes.
The
Yeah.
face, you know. So, because I'm pretty sure in the Māori culture, um, the sun is feminine and the moon is masculine. I should check that, but I'm pretty sure because it was quite common growing up in New
Mm.
Zealand.
And I relate to that strongly. We had the same idea of the man in the moon. And it was only in my earlier witchcraft days that the moon represented the cycles of, you know, your menstrual cycle and that feminine aspect. But from a Norse pagan perspective, Mani as the moon is Sol's brother. And so they're chasing each other across the sky. She's in a chariot going
That's
across in the day, very similar to Greek mythology. And then Mani is
yeah,
backing it up the next day. But from an astrological perspective and astronomical, we know the moon's reflecting the sun. So he is a reflection of the brightness of his sister.
yeah.
He is shining back to us what we need to see in the darkness.
And I have another thought here that I'm just going to throw out about the fem and the masculine because we all have it all. The sun
Mm,
has both and the moon has both as well.
absolutely.
So, yeah, just throwing that out there because I thought, well, why wouldn't it? Because we do.
Yeah. And it's okay to believe whichever you want, or they could just be two, you know, cosmic rocks in the sky.
Yeah.
And that's okay too. But I'm happy to accept the success and victory of Sowilo. I absolutely accept that.
Well, do you know, being the Libran that I am, 5 times, by the way, um, if like I can switch between.
Yes, yes.
It doesn't
Right.
matter. Oops, okay, I dropped a card. Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh my
Basil,
gosh.
the warrior. And this is ruled by Aries. So it's fire, it's passion, again, the courage. And, you know, um, Aries, Basil, Mars, they will go where angels fear to tread. They're not
Mm,
afraid. So when you're in your empowered aspect, and they're strong, they have endurance. Like basil is an amazing oil for that. It's what we call a cephalic. So it's a really good brain oil. So clarity and confidence and very, very powerful. There's no holding basil back.
yeah,
So it's really about building inner strength or claiming that inner strength that we have. So I really like that too because we've got the harmony, creating the harmony and balance because and also like having the ability to support outside of ourselves because we've done the work to support ourselves and bringing in like it's about the justice and the fairness and this is really prevalent in our world right now, and it's the breaking down of old systems to create that harmony
mm,
in self and all. And then we, we gain more clarity. We feel more invigorated. Who's not tired these fucking days? Everybody you speak to feels overwhelmed and burnt out and just tired because there's so much going on. It's really quite challenging for us to hold it all. Know
Mm.
that we don't have to hold it all as well.
Yeah.
And so it's like we feel refreshed and invigorated, and then we can gain more clarity and also nourish ourselves as well. And it's like we're moving forward. We continue to move forward. We're strong enough, we're brave enough, and we're passionate enough, because they're the key words: is passion, motivation, and taking the action with strength and focused and clarity.
Mm.
There you go.
Amazing.
So
That was fun. That was so powerful, though, how they just speak to each other.
yeah, absolutely. I love it. It's always
Mm,
like there's a connection with everything.
there is.
Absolutely everything. Because all of these, whatever tarot deck and oracle deck and owls, they are infused. They carry and hold the energy that we have created them for, that we have infused within them. And as I said, I think working with like this card, because it's on the top of my deck, keeps looking at me.
Oh, the Valkyrie of Tivas. Yes.
Yeah. And it's just like courage, self-sacrifice, and honor. Well, hello. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just like, well, I'm sick of self-sacrificing myself. I'm gonna sacrifice giving all my energy to other people for a little while.
Perfect.
But it's just like, you can use the key words. It's like, I am courageous. I'm just pulling these just to give an explanation, but I am courageous, or I am becoming more courageous. I honor myself, or I am learning to honor myself and who I truly am. And who are
Yes.
you? You're beautiful, you're
Mm,
courageous, you're loving, you're worthy, your truth, your trust. So play with affirmations. And I think the best way would be to listen to Erd. Grab a cuppa, grab a journal, listen to Erd, take some notes, take note of the oils. What key words pop out for you? What has Beck shared that pops out for you? What have I shared? Write that down, because that's what you are calling into you right now. And of course, go and buy our decks. Then you can have the cards to sit on your altar or sit at your bedside table or coffee table, so that you can constantly reflect on them for however long that works for you.
mm,
Like, it could be a week, a month, it could be for the whole year. Trust yourself and what feels right for you. And then you can create your affirmations. And if you've got any of the scents, like, use them, you know,
mm,
use them with your inhalation. So, with your affirmation. So you can inhale, take a whiff of your oil, speak your affirmation, or tap into the qualities, the archetypal energies of these cards and what really calls to you. And then inhale the oil again. And what happens is that it gets transported into the limbic brain and locked in there. So this is the powerful part. When you smell that blend or oil again, it brings that affirmation or those thoughts to the forefront of your brain.
mm.
And so it's there. And all you have to do is smell that oil, that beautiful scent, and it's done. You can do it with food and you can do it with color, but I'm a perfume girl.
Yeah.
You know, that's what it's about. Any last words and thoughts for you, Beck?
Just that it's been so fun to do this reading. I hope that it resonates for people and that they can take some of this into their life. And of course, the choice is yours. You know, Scold has made the future look incredibly bright. So I'm happy to accept all of that. But
Mm,
take what resonates and really focus on you. This year, I feel, is going to be very much about our own individual journeys, but also who we are as humans and what we hope to become and what hope we have for the world. It can feel like this is a challenging time and it can be exhausting, like you mentioned. So be kind to yourself, be kind to other people, but don't relax those boundaries. Stand strong and step into your power, because now is the time. Do it right
yeah.
now.
And have fun. And remember too that this is also a year numerologically about releasing what is not serving you, or what,
Yes.
you know, there might be aspects of yourself that you think, I'm not really happy with that part. I don't like being like that. You know, that's not really who I am. So say goodbye to it. Do a
Mm,
ritual. You know, I can't even think, but, and it might be external, it could be internal, it could be from other people, it could be in your home environment, like decluttering so that you're creating that space. You want to create that space right now. You're opening it all up to create the harmony and live a
yes.
courageous and full and passionate life.
I
Oh,
love it.
yeah.
Mm,
I think we'll have to do more readings.
I think so. This has been so fun. Thank you for your time and thank you for your beautiful deck as well. It really is such a beautiful addition to my collection. So I'm going to give them a little play and see what else comes up for me and access some of these oils as well.
Yes, so that's the thing too with these cards. They're created for people that want to make up blends, like by doing readings and working with them to align with that. But also there's people that love essential oils and what they do to help us, but they can't use them
Yes.
for whatever reason. So that was cool. I'm going to contemplate on that, and I'll be listening to this again.
That's what I was, when you just said about taking notes, I'm like, yes, I need to go back and re-listen to this and take my own notes on our reading so that I can do some of that work, and
Yeah.
definitely doing my simmer pot when we finish.
Me too. I'm so glad that you mentioned that because it's been a couple of months since I've done one and it's quite wet, windy, and cool here. So a simmer pot is perfect.
Yes.
So thank you to our audience. Please, 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 if you loved this, share it, love it. Oh, love it up. Just banging my microphone with my lynx claw. Um, love it up, follow us, subscribe, and putting back into it. We're going to come back and do some more readings.
Yes, we are.
And it's
Thank you for
maybe
having
they know.
me.
All right, my loves. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us on the enchanting journey through the realms of magic, mystique, and self-discovery. I hope you enjoyed our time together on the Rich Witch podcast, where we delve into the depths of witchcraft, astrology, and the unapologetic rise of women. Please subscribe, rate, and leave a review. And as we wrap up, I encourage you to carry the wisdom and magic we've shared into your own life. Embrace the power within you and revel in the beauty of your own unique journey. Stay tuned for more magic, and in the meantime, stay curious and know your magic is a gift to the world. Blessed be, beautiful ones, and remember, the magic is always within you. This is Julie Nelson, signing off.